I'm here with Pragg, who just drew his round 8 game against Gukesh. Pragg, my first question before we jump into the game, you spent almost 1 minute before making your first move. Can you explain what you spent that minute on?
No, it's just my routine. I think I do it every game. Getting into the zone. I do pray for like 30 seconds and then try to get into the zone. Also try to just getting in the zone. That's what I do, and I've been doing that for like I don't know how many years.
The matchup against Gukesh was highly anticipated. You two have known each other for such a long time, but since the last time you faced each other, he has become the world champion. Was this a special game for you?
No. Yeah, it was just a normal game. I mean, it's important for the tournament situation. Like, we are both leading currently, and whoever wins will have a good advantage. But it's still a long tournament, so you can't really be thinking about the standings already. So I was just trying to play a normal game, but opening didn't go my way.
Yeah, it was a very interesting game. Maybe you can tell us where it went a bit wrong in the
opening. Somehow this tournament, my openings haven't been going my way, even though like the work is being done, but somehow things, usually it's the other way. Like last few months I was always getting good positions out of opening, but then spoiling later, but here it's kind of the other way.
Is that because you get surprised in the opening, or what do you think?
I've also been getting surprised, but this was not a surprise. I was expecting this. I knew the c3 and I knew castle is the best move. And I remember the line goes like this, and it's important to play rook a4, which is not easy if you don't know. But the way he played castle, I thought he knows. I mean, this is like rare line, and the way he played castle, I thought he knew this. So I didn't want to test him there. So I wanted to make a move on the board, and I think queen c2 is not a good move because b6 kind of equalizes on the spot. I don't have anything here. What I played was just, I could have just taken dc5 and a mid draw, but my hand just didn't want to
that move.
I want to play that.
Did you regret that later?
A little bit, but okay, you can't be thinking about the previous move. So I knew this bc bishop d6 is it's not good for me, but I thought maybe I could maybe I would get some chances in the game. Here I shouldn't allow a4, but I don't know what else to do, because if I go queen a4, he goes c5, and I have to go d5, and you can just go g6, f5, and if he gets f5, f4, my bishop is dead, and everything is just a free roll for him.
Yeah.
And maybe I could have gone a4, but it's also a very committal move. I give up b4 square in the future, but also I don't have anything on the queen side, so I decided to allow a4. I realize it's just I'm worse, but I just had to keep playing. And I don't know, maybe this knight c5 is interesting, but maybe there was something else. I don't know, because this was forcing. Thinking, like we were discussing, that maybe I should have gone rook d5 here, knight c4, queen d3, and knight e3 just takes and play this position. I also thought this should be okay, but I thought what happened in the game should also be okay. Like this is much more forcing, and I saw this this rook b7 from afar. Apparently I got spoiled that rook d8 is a good move here, but it's a very difficult move during the game. Like to just go rook b8 and then to go back rook d8. The basic idea is there's knight a3 there, and also you go queen e8 and queen c6.
I guess neither of you really considered
we didn't even see this. We were seeing a3, and first I thought rook b7, c7, rook b8. I went for this old like bishop b6 thing because I spotted queen f4, and I thought I'm not losing the pawn, but later I realized I could be losing here, but like if I take queen a2 and there's queen b1 check, and if I take f3, queen a2, queen a7 or a8, there is c6, and maybe it's still maybe still okay, but I don't know.
Looks a bit dangerous.
Yeah, it looked very dangerous. And then I spotted this this nice idea with queen b3. Yeah, and then the main point is not to take f7, which is the most natural way, because if I take and this is just, I think, maybe even lost for white. Yeah, instead to take fe, which is like very counterintuitive, but I have this structure and a pawn gets weak. Yeah, like I can go rook a1 knight d2, and he can never enter. And I mean, even he has to be careful at some point to not get worse. But yeah, I think it's just b4. You can either go c5 or rook a7. Rook a7 maybe is besides c5, and I have to take rook a3. If I go b5, there is rook a4, and I saw this funny line. Instead of rook a4, if you start with fe4, king e4, rook a4, which looks winning at first because king d3 there is e4, but you can go king c2, rook c4, king b3, king d5, rook d2.
And the rook is trapped. Very
yeah,
nice.
But okay, you can go rook a4. So, okay.
And yeah, with that, the game was a draw. I thought it was very interesting what you said about, your hand not wanting to make that move. Would you consider yourself quite an optimistic player in general?
Yeah, I try to be optimistic. But sometimes this is where I think the balance you have to figure out, because you also have to be objective. If you think the other position is slightly worse, you shouldn't go for it and make the draw which you don't want, but still it's a much easier way.
You're still in the shared lead on +3. We haven't talked in a few days. How do you reflect on the last few rounds of the tournament?
Yeah, I was hoping to get more chances, but yeah, today I didn't have anything. I mean, I was slightly worse. And yesterday I was quite happy with the prep, but Jordan knew the whole line, so it was nothing. And day before yesterday, it looked like I had something, but yeah, computer just said it was equal throughout. So in fact, I didn't really get any chances in the last 3 days, so I shouldn't be too much worried about those. I mean, I was hoping to get something, but yeah, it is what it is.
The game yesterday was against Jordan, as you said, both of you knew almost the whole game. So in a sense, you didn't get a game, but you got a bit more rest. How do these two weigh up?
Yeah, I was hoping to get a fight. The line I played has a bad reputation, and also, I don't think it's like objectively good, but I think nowadays you have to try something like this, especially with black against a well-prepared opponent. You have to go for lines which could be bad, but I mean you know it better than your opponent, and you have to get a game. But yeah, yesterday was he had checked this line here for Nadir Bek, so yeah, he knew the whole line.
The 3 games you won were in a row, all against Indian opponents. Do you think that's a coincidence, or do you think, in a sense, you know the players maybe better, you understand better how they play?
I think it's a coincidence. I didn't think that I would win 3 games in a row. I just took one game at a time, and I think, I got the positions which I wanted, and I don't really think that I know all of them well. I mean, of course, I know Arjun well. I've seen his games closely. But yeah, I think it's much more of a coincidence.
Tomorrow is the second rest day. Do you have any special plans?
No.
How do you usually spend your rest days in Wijk?
Yeah, just resting. There's no plan.
Final quick question. What is your favorite restaurant to eat at in Wijk? Do you have one?
I have ordered a few times from this Kathmandu restaurant. That's my favorite if I have to pick one.
Fantastic. Well, Pragg, thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest day.
And I don't even think that is in Wijk,
no.
So it doesn't consider. So you can't consider that.
But it's, I guess, from the neighboring, from Wijk. Pragg, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest day and best of luck for the rest.